Hey, it's your boy Davon. You're now tuned in with another episode of Your Success System. We're gonna call this one a rap edition. So I got my boy with me, Tyte.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good?
Yes, sir. He got that new hit single called Hit.
Yo, I told him I be dropping that shit that the streets be waiting for, a bit like number 4, Tyte on. Yo, pull out the stick, hit. Bet I caught a whole 9, I hit. I just left the fucking jeweler, I'm hitting. I just dropped a new song, this a hit. Pull out the stick, hit. Bet I caught a whole 9, I hit. I just left the fucking jeweler, I'm hitting. I just dropped a new song, this a hit. It's tight.
As you can see, he hitting. His chain hitting. Yeah, so because this is Your Success System, we're gonna break down the steps of the people who want to be a rapper. You know, if you're thinking about getting in the music industry. But first and foremost, I want you to tell us, how does it start? Like, where did you come from, and what city you from? Yeah, we'll go from there.
Straight out of Tallahassee, Florida.
Where you from? I'm from Florida, yeah.
You know, small city, but a big hustle. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of talent here. There's a lot. But coming up, you know, like how everybody else know, we only had one person to blow out here. You know what I'm saying? T-Pain. And that was, a decade ago. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really had nobody pop since then besides, you know, just a couple of people here and there, X, Y, and Z. But, you know, like I say, I done lived on all sides of town. So I never banged, I never was in like no clique or nothing, cause I grew up with these boys. You know what I'm saying? Most of them, I stayed on the south side. I grew up with them. North side, I grew up with them. You know, just everywhere. My uncles ran with, you know, different people and stuff like that. So, like I said, growing up, I ain't really had no issues like as far as like, you know, gang banging and stuff like that. So I stayed out of the way of that. My focus back then was the females. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted, you know, I wanted them, you know, get some money and, you know, get out of the way. But I started doing music at the age of 6 years old. Yeah, I've been doing music for a long time.
So who introduced you into it?
My pops, my pops and my uncle. I overheard them, and we was standing in the Meadows Trailer Park. I remember. And one night they was rapping in the kitchen. They was rapping inside the kitchen, and I'm like, dang, what they doing in there? I'm 6 years old, look. And walked in there, they like, well, we rapping, you know, like, man, you a little young boy, man, woo woo. And I went back to my room and wrote a little, you know what I'm saying, wrote a little verse or whatever. And came the next day and I spit it for them, and it was like, alright, we see something. I think just to see the smile on my dad's face and like how my uncle was looking at it, I think that just caused that little motivation, that little spark, like, alright, like, okay, that's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was something I stuck to.
So it sounded pretty straight?
Yeah, I can't remember, and crazy, I threw it away a couple years ago, but man, every time, like, I supposed to interview them.
You supposed to keep, that's history.
Yeah, history, man, history. I'm gonna go to the landfill out there.
So let's dive in a little bit. So who, like when you basically did your rap, your song or whatnot, who put you in the position to say, well, okay, let's try to move forward with this thing?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to say me, because it was like everybody around, like I played ball, I played football and stuff like that, but it was like music, especially back then, we ain't know about no studios, we ain't know about no promoters, we ain't know about nothing, like literally, it was just in the hood, you writing on a piece of paper and you writing it to your homeboys, you know what I'm saying? But as I got older, like going into middle school, I started working with my pops. He had a job, he paid me like $25, $20 a week. And I used that to go to the studio that I found, like the local, you know, the little studio out there on Old Bainbridge, actually. Okay. And I started going to $20 a week. I go in there and drop 2 songs. Yeah. Every week, 2 songs. This was in middle school, yeah.
What was the first song?
Oh, I think like my first record. It's crazy. It was Pull Out the Stick, but the old one, like the one, you know, where everybody used to jump to, and I remixed it, and that was my first record that I recorded. Okay. That's crazy that I got.
You ain't throw that away.
Yeah, like that. That was no on YouTube.
Pull out the stick, let's go get 'em. I'm straight like a snake when I'm quick with the venom. Pull out the stick, let's go get 'em. I'm straight like a snake when I'm quick with the venom.
Okay. So you said you did the $20.
Yeah.
So that's what we would start at. Right?
Yeah, recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from there, where would we go? How would we start trying to reach out to labels and getting people to start watching?
Even before the labels, like you got to work your city, dog. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't start popping, you got to aware the people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the one of the type of ones, especially now. Like I pay attention to things. Even back then, I paid attention to things. I was like, y'all ain't got to like my music. Just see me enough. You know what I'm saying? That's marketing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you hear something on the radio 1,000 times. It could be the worst song, but eventually you gonna start mimicking it, start saying it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we was going out. Me and my partner, Jock, we was going out to all the colleges. I pressed up CDs, passing out CDs. Pressing up flyers. If I ain't had the money, we'll go get a thing of flyers, thing of little flashcards, put in people's stuff. Just always, you know what I'm saying, just staying in the mix. If it's homecoming, we out there passing stuff out, little t-shirts here and there. Like I have one, it'd be like 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had to break.
Y'all to have your
have information and stuff like that. And like I said, then high school, we started traveling a little piece. Like we'll probably go to Jacksonville or go down to Orlando or something like that, and just passing out CDs, passing out flyers. And like I said, at the time, I ain't have no sound. I ain't have no direction with I was just rapping, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like quote unquote, now I see why like people want to give you that chance, you know what I'm saying? You got to grow, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad I laid down that foundation, because when I started popping, it was like, oh, I already heard, bro, I remember, that's what all the conversations come back to, bro, I remember you gave me your CD, or bro, I remember seeing you on FAMU Campus, X, Y, and Z. So at the time, my idea was like, bro, we just need to put this stuff out here, like just stay in the mix, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, like in high school, when I graduated, I started doing shows. Like I got connected with like my DJ that died 2013, DJ Sarge, rest in peace.
Oh, okay.
He was connected with Yup We Can Promotions. Yeah. And Will, that one of my dogs, whatever. Will used to put me on shows, I pay him here and there, he put me on shows, same thing with Floyd, No Crowd Control. He was really putting me on shows. Every week I was doing a show, so that kind of started like, man, who is this dude? And I can do that by myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how majority of my shows is, I privately, like, I'm a private type person, but the biggest thing was, just keep giving people music, even if they don't like it at the time, because you gonna eventually land one if you keep going. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I say, stay in that process and building in your city, and then once you get to that point, some people don't know, but I was one of the ones I feel like I knew. I got to that cap. I was like, I done did my mission around here. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to elevate and go to the next. You know what I'm saying? Go to the next level.
So what was the first song that you would say that woke the streets up?
2017, my record, Florida.
Welcome to Florida, shots fired, you get deported, real niggas that started, strip clubs, they imported, every dome got a pistol, being lucky, won't believe in it, every nigga got a phone, type of shit you don't need the keys in it, you fuck a bitch, you better use a rubber, the shit to keep the seam in it, flip-flops, them chinchillas, Cuban links, them Pandoras, chopper bullets like dinosaurs, Haitian niggas, they carnivores, 30 inches right better, box Chevy like soy sauce. Welcome to Florida, bad bitch come alive, foreign no stick thighs, box Chevy skinny ties, Cuban links is a must, gold teeth is a must, everybody doing time, if they call you pick up, welcome to Florida, don't come across the water, every nigga got a cutter, 38 revolver special, murder rate been the highest, 30 inches right better, dope boy pin the mirror, where you from? I'm from Florida,
That record, that one changed the dynamic of everything. Like it was like stuff was, we doing a little something, but it wasn't really.
Here, right? Tell us.
Yeah. Florida, I'm trying to Florida. Yeah.
So what inspired it?
Oh, I was working at Ross at the time. Ross stores, matter of fact, over there on North Monroe, the north side.
Okay.
And it was in May. And I was talking to my dog that was in, I was like, bro, cause he was in college, so he was like, bro, I'm finna bounce it. You know, as soon as I get out of college, I'm gone. And I was like, dang, when he said that, I thought on that shit like a week. I was like, damn, I'm gonna be doing that raws, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to do this new shit. And I asked him a question. I said, bro, you had a chance to chase your dream no matter what, drop everything right now. You would chase that? He was like, hell yeah. He was like, for sure. And that same as that day, I quit my job. I walked right out.
Yeah.
Walked right out. And
what they say?
nothing. Like I just walked. Like I don't even know where the store managers was. Like I just walked. I just got off. Just walked out. And I came home that day, and my pops came home. He got off working and everything. I'm just going through beats on YouTube and stuff. And I came across this one beat, which was the Florida beat, and I didn't like it at first. That in the intro part, cause it switches. The intro part switched, and I skipped past it. And he walked in the room. And he was like, "Man, run that last beat back." I was like, "You like that?" They're like, "Yeah, that's so hard. Just listen to it." And when it switched, I was like, "Oh, this being hard." And I'm seeing it, and I'm just like, "Man, what should I talk about?"
That thing tight.
He gave me. He said, "Talk about Florida," and that's what I did. Okay.
Yeah.
He was like,
how long did it take for you to like complete that?
I did the hook. I did the hook that day. And I ain't do the verses for like a while, bro. It was probably like a month later. Yeah, like a month later. Until I did the verses.
So what be like what inspired any song? Like, is it like you see something and you're like, oh, I need to write about it? Is it like what comes to mind?
I think for me, I try to connect with the people, and I think the biggest thing, like I said, my background, where I come from, the hood. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if you can paint something where a person never seen nothing, but give it to them in their language, it gives them like, dang, I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? So I think my biggest thing was finding a way to speak to the hood, but also at the same time speak to the masses, people that ain't from the hood, or the people that don't know those type of situations, but let me put it in a way that they be like, man, that shit kind of hard. Let me tap into that culture. You know what I'm saying? Like I got whites that fuck with me, now it's Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different cultural. You feel me? So it's like if everybody fucking with me right now, but at the same time you got to make it make sense for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like a typical hood person ain't gonna go listen to so and so that's always jolly all the damn time, and a jolly person ain't finna go listen to something that nigga shooting somebody all the time. So I had to find that, that balance.
Gotcha. So at what point, like as a artist that's starting off, at what point do they need to like get a manager? Like,
well, that's a great question, man. In my case, well, if I can give it to you raw and cut, until you start doing shows, bro. When you start making some money, you feel what I'm saying? Even because a lot of artists pop off before they get signed. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, I say run your bag up as much as you can. You really don't need a management until you just can't handle stuff no more. You know, it's shows coming out the shows, and then now you got labels coming at you. You got sponsors. You got other little stuff coming at you. Like a management, that's when the management coming at play. But if you can thug it out on yourself and say like on me. Like I put all my shows in my notes. You know what I'm saying? I put everything in the calendar. But when it get to that point where it's like, dang, I can't do this no more. That's when it's time to go seek some help. And also, I feel as if you got to kind of see where your career at too. You can be right here for the longest, but you meet that right management, he can take you to here. And that label could take you to them. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of fall back on the person as well. It's like, bro, I'm good right now. You know what I'm saying? Or you could have that mind like, bro, nah, this ain't enough. Like, yeah, we made it here, but I'm trying to go ahead and be like, what's the next? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's one of them conscious decisions that you got to make. And get the right manager. I can tell anybody that. Make sure you feel that person out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't jump in, signing no paperwork, and he done say he don't work with, so yeah, you can work with 20 people, but if I go ask him 20 people, how many of them gonna say he ain't no good? You know what I'm saying? You can have that resume all day, but if everybody ain't vouching for you, you ain't no good to me. You feel me? So definitely, I think it's just one of them conscious decisions.
So now we pushing forward to a label.
For sure.
What are we doing when we get to a label?
Get to it.
Do we let them do the work? Do we still do the work?
Nah, you definitely,
you know.
Yeah, that load never, it never unload. Yeah, you still got to put in the work. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of people think. Like, once they get a management or when they do get a chance to get signed, they like, oh, I can breathe now. Heck, nah, the weight get 10 times heavier, and a lot of them, they been on sack there for so long until they click, and it's like, dang, bro, I'm let all this time go by. I thought the label was gonna do. That's what happened to me in my first situation. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like one of them things. It's like
looking for them.
Yeah, looking for them. I'm like, man, I done put in all this work. I can, you know what I'm saying? I can chill, sit back and chill now. But getting them folks' attention, man, it just creating a buzz, dog. Like I said, you got to tap in with the key people, and that's like my biggest thing. I wish if I go back and tell myself anything. X out all the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Tap in with the key people. You know, if you can't get to that key person, talk to his partner. If you can't get to that person, talk to the driver.
So what would be a key person?
The promoters, definitely the promoters, DJs. That's like one of the biggest. You feel what I'm saying? DJs. Biggest thing, like I say, just tapping in promoters, DJs, doing a lot of groundwork. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in an area like Florida, there's a lot of colleges here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're not in an area where there ain't no, you know what I'm saying, real motion, go to the nearest city where there is some motion. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, just building up from you starting locally. You know what I'm saying? You building that name, you building your platform, X, Y, and Z. And you take that and you be like, man, all right, I got a little buzz now. Let me go try to. And then it ain't hard, especially in the music, it ain't hard to tell who in charge. You know what I'm saying? If you tapped in, like you're a street rapper, you tapped into the club, you know who coming in and out, you know who bringing these folks in. Well, I need to go holler at, bro. Hey, that's what I'm trying to do. I know you know X, Y, and Z, because these folks, the promoters got to get in touch with the management. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't look at it like that. They focus be on, let me go get to the artist. The artist sometimes don't have time. It may look like he got time, but his phone doing 100 numbers a day. You feel it's jumping. You feel what I'm saying? So it's hard to pinpoint somebody that he don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say the biggest thing, the easiest way I believe was for me, man, get in touch with the man, get in touch with the people that's around that artist, but they still handling their job. Not go get in touch with the homeboy that's always smoking in the picture. Go get in touch with the one he in the picture, but he always on the phone. He looking like he observing it. You know what I'm saying? He doing those the people that you go, you know what I'm saying, you go talk to. For sure.
Okay, so check this out. Now this is something deeper, right? And I think a lot of people don't look at. What would you recommend if an artist is in a city where he's not, well, let's say Tallahassee versus to Atlanta?
Okay.
You know, would you go on a crowded block or would you try to pull yourself out of, you know, like just try to come out of Tallahassee type thing? What's your
You saying once you leave your city?
Yeah. Well, not just
to get in a bigger network.
Right.
Yeah,
would you do that or would you try to just come out of nothing to the?
I mean, like I said, that's what I say. It goes back to the local standpoint. Like once you don't reach your cap, like man, I done tapped into everybody around here. I done worked with everybody around here. Like some people they'll just stay though, and they'll have that mentality like, bro, I'm staying my eye blow from here, and it works for some people.
Right.
But for some, like, bro, we gotta go take this to the, you know what I'm saying, the next bigger city. You know, and then speaking of Atlanta. It's not about networking that go on through that. You know, it ain't all, that's one thing I can say, it ain't all sweet how everybody think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people love to say, oh, Atlanta is a man, it's like anywhere else, but it's who you tap in with. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like once you just break that little barrier, you be like, I know who to, like, in your own city again, it's like, I know who to go talk to. I know who not to go talk to, what side to go to, what side not to go to. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like I said, if you one of them artists and you at a stagnant point inside your city, like that, yeah, it's time to go network to another city, go take it to another city. Cause if you got a real following, a real fan, they gonna follow you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna follow you. You representing, hold it down the right way, they gonna follow you.
Got you. So, hit.
For sure.
Yeah, that thing is hitting. It's hitting for real. It's hitting. Man, look, I'm gonna tell you how I ran up on that though. I'm driving, and I would think I was a depot thought too, but I heard hit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I started vibing to it, right? But I'm gonna tell you what threw me. it's tight.
It's tight. It's
I said tight. I said, I ain't never in my life. I only heard one person with that name. You know what I'm saying? I was like, tight. So let me tell you what I did, right? I called up RJ. I said, this Tyte got he got a song on the radio or something. He was like, yeah, he was like, I told you he been doing his thing.
That's real.
I was like, what? I was like, oh boy, that's what's up. That's what's up. So look, I instantly went on YouTube. I was like, man, I think he lying. I think he lying. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah. I was like, nah, just talk to Buddy. I'm like, for real. I said, man, let me hit this joint. I hit the YouTube. Your joint popped up.
That's real.
It wasn't no video up there at the time though. It was just
the song.
Yeah, and I think it had like T with the Y looked kind of like a cross or something like that. Yeah. I'm like, man, that's what's up. And look, so as soon as I seen it, I sent it to some people, right? I said, what y'all think about this? Then my brody, Caleb, called back. He like, well, that thing hit.
That thing hit. That's real. That's real, man. That's real.
Then I sent it to quite a few people. They were like, yeah, that joke is dope though. I'm like, that's dope. I said, yeah, we gotta bring him out. Yeah. But I didn't know that you had moved.
Yeah.
So how you like it out there?
Man, it's good out that way. It's emotion out down the central. You know what I'm saying? That area, Central Florida, but it's a lot faster too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, coming from a smaller city, we kind of got a lot of stuff later than a lot of other big. I noticed that in bigger cities they be on stuff a lot quicker. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's the same. You know what I'm saying?
So do they be networking doing the music and stuff?
Yeah, events
way better than here.
And I ain't gonna say it's just more. You know what I'm saying? It's just more. It's just a bigger platform. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it like. The areas that they got it set up and how they got it set up down there, it's like everybody be there. So if I'm holding an event, it's just people walking by. What's this? You know what I'm saying? Like here in the smaller city, Tallahassee, it's like when the event that's whoever there, that's just whoever there. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't like, or we can pull in a crowd off the day because we did something else going on next door or something like that. It's like, that's event, that's event. You know what I'm saying? But in bigger cities, it's like, it be stuff going around and people always walking, move. Oh, what's going on down? It look litty down there. Now you got a whole, people just walking in, just be like, dang, I ain't know what's going on. It's popping in here. You know, that's how I feel like in a bigger city, it's just more opportunity.
Gotcha. So let's talk about who you did in features with. You did, I think I seen a few features.
I did one with Baby.
That's the one. I think
I
Lil
Baby. That was early on coming in.
So how did that go up?
Oh, that was like my first situation. I was like I was the first artist signed to my mixtape. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the app.
I heard of
the music app. Yeah, they did a situation with Warner Brothers, and I was their first artist that they brought to the table with the Florida record.
Okay.
That's the crazy thing. Like I got signed before the record even came out. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a blessing in itself because it's like they took a chance on me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't work out 100% how I wanted it to, but opportunity is an opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? And I learned it in the process. But with the features or whatever, once did my little West College, we dropped Florida or whatever, and Baby had just came out. That's when we dropped My Dog. So Baby was a new artist.
Right.
So I guess they just, the business got handled behind door. They swapped it out, woo. But I was able to really be in like me and him in the same studio. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. Honestly, I believe I was the first artist to work with Baby from Florida. Like on some real, like I really believe I was the first artist.
I seen that a while.
It was 2017.
When I seen it, I was like, yeah, Lil Baby, he ain't like blow.
He was like literally just people starting to hear about it. Like literally starting to hear about it.
Yeah, you caught that way quick.
You feel what I'm saying? Quick.
All that jump on speed.
But definitely shout out to Baby. Like actually see where he came from. You know what I'm saying? It motivated me like, bro, I'm down there walking in them steps where you were in 2017, like I could see how they, I studied them. You know what I'm saying? I studied a lot of artists, like how you get from this point to this point, how y'all marketed this.
So who's your favorite artist?
Plies. Of all time, I'm my number one favorite artist.
Why Plies?
he just, to me, like his music spoke to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like the stuff that he talked about at the time, that what was really going on.
So have you met him yet, or?
Nah, never.
You gonna try to do a down that line? Got to be, huh?
Ooh, me and Plies get one in. We might got a surprise coming, but I ain't gonna get into it.
Okay.
Plies,
See, that's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
he really one of them, especially from Florida. In my book.
So
he really
who else do you look forward to trying to do a feature with?
I ain't big on features.
Really?
I'm gonna be honest.
You can rock it yourself.
Yeah, just rock like even like you go on like my album music and stuff like that. I got features and stuff, but that was like 3-4 years ago. I was doing it for money. I ain't care what the song sound like. No, fucked up ass situation. You know what I'm saying? But since then, like I don't really like doing features because it kind of like I said, the industry turning into the streets. At the end of the day, it's like you do a song with so and so, and he getting into it with so and so. You go try to go do a song with so and so. Oh, I can't do it because you did a song with it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay out of the way as much as possible. If anything, I go run to the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Not even the OGs. Like people be thinking like the OG got to be 30 something, 40 something, 50 something. Like man, you 25, my bro, you an OG. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that's mature in the game, like bro, I'm here. I'm doing my thing, ain't those why I go. Cause I be like at the end of the day, I gotta worry about the goofy shit from you. Sense no goofy shit from you. We handle business, we do the music going on by that business, we support each other till that happen when we see each other and keep it stepping. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the young ones that's coming in, I'm young still too, but you know the 18, 19, they doing their thing right now. But at the same time, you just got to watch who. You know what side you, it's kind of like you gotta watch what side you on. Even though, like I said, I'm a mutual figure. Like I'm fuck with whoever fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? What y'all business, that's what y'all got going on. I don't even know how I started. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on, you know what I'm saying, with features. But if you working, shit, that work. You know, if it makes sense, it got to make sense.
I see you got a show tonight.
Yeah, man.
Rock it out.
Man, we been booked up all year, man.
Yeah.
Like,
we've
been waiting for this. We've been waiting, man. You just don't know, man.
Putting in that work, so it's time.
It's time.
When you put that work in, you know you're supposed to reap them benefits.
Most definitely.
A lot of times, you know, it don't be right then and there, but you know,
you gotta have that vision.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that I want to elaborate on with this right here. Like this music, like I can sit here and tell you everything, like this how you X, Y, and Z get to this, get to that, get to that. It's different for every person. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a business that people used to say it, but you don't physically understand it until you in it. You know what I'm saying? But this is one of them things. It changed daily. You know what I'm saying? This could be the wave today, and then everybody around here wearing jeans like this. You feel what I'm saying? Like it literally, it can flop in an instant. You know what I'm saying? So. Biggest thing, like I tell anybody, I tell a lot of people, you got to have vision, dog. Like you got to be. I tell myself all the time, I try to see 10 years ahead. Even though it's a long time, you got to do that, bro. Because you can be hot today, you can be the hottest thing smoking today. But it don't matter if you ain't popping 10 years from now. Because that money don't stretch that long. Especially, a lot of people think, the music money, that be coming from these shows. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, these contracts jacked up for real.
Yeah.
For real. Like,
360s.
Dog, like, it get deep. Like, people reaping a small percentage of what these boys doing billions of streams and getting 10-15% from that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of it, like I say, like, that's why I make the type of music that I make. I had to understand it from a business point and a marketing strategy. Where do artists make their most money? In the clubs. They getting booked. Man, I gotta drop that hot shit. Pull out the stick, hit, take the rub off. I got to drop that club shit. That's when I'm gonna make my bread. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to just understand, like, this shit further than music. It's deeper than music.
So did you take the rub off? Did that come out yet?
It ain't even dropped yet.
Oh, okay.
But it feel how I'm coming with how I'm marketing it and pushing it. Motherfucker, where the song at? Is it hot? You know what I'm saying? Now,
so
them is just the 13 second next year. So I ran a hit the whole year, man.
They been playing on the radio.
Man, and I think that's like another thing, like too, like when you do find that record or you do find your pocket, you got to stay in that pocket for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a hit song, like I say, a lot of artists say, we dropping to get a hit song. Like Ross say all the time, you just need that one.
Right.
They don't give a damn, they play that song 5 years straight. You just need that one.
Right.
They gonna be waiting for that second one. You feel what I'm saying? And go for, but a lot of people, they'll fight with their own self. If you got a hit record, they trying to drop another one. And if it don't add up to that first one, when they say, who need it? It ain't work out. No, brother. Sometimes you got to live in that moment. And that's what I've been pushing this song. The whole, I done seen, I don't know how many artists that dropped about 6, 7 projects. And still ain't getting booked, no nothing. But I came from that though. I ain't saying that that's a problem enough, but I'm just saying, speaking on my story, like, I'm like, dang, bro, like, I'm making it happen on one record. You know what I'm saying?
So with the shows, you gotta go and set that stuff up yourself. That don't got nothing to do with like signing a deal.
Oh nah. Yeah, when you get hot, them promoters gonna reach out.
Oh
yeah, Smurf first on the DM going out. You know, like, but like I say, once you build, you know what I'm saying, you build that platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff I did with the drinks and. You know, the skits, my TikTok be going crazy, you know, stuff like that. So it was a lot of moving parts that people weren't really paying attention to, but it mattered. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it the reason why that song lasted so long. You feel what I'm saying? And it's still going. Like I said, I feel like we going into that year phase now. I'm like, isn't these DJ playlists for show now? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool when the song first come out, DJs spinning it. That's why I say I show the DJs mad love. Like, y'all got an event, if I can make it, bro, I'm stepping. If I got to pay, that's cool. Like, if you can't get me, bro, if it's 30, 40, we coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all kept that bit going. You know what I'm saying? I think that's another thing that artists need to pay attention to. Like, your fans, pay attention to your core following. Your fans, the DJs, the blogs that rock with you. Don't toot your horn on them. You know what I'm saying? You scratch their back, they scratch your back. You know what I'm saying? They post something, go like that shit, go comment. Cause at the end of the day, when you drop, you looking for them to do, you know what I'm saying? Then back of their head, you never ever, I ain't tripping because you drop good music, I fuck with, but you never show no nigga no love. And it's simple, you on your phone, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff that I took into consideration where I was like, when I made my mind up and said this is what I'm gonna do, I was like, I gotta come at it a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hands-on when I do stuff. If I'm rocking with you, like I said, whatever campaign that we run, I'm dead hands, you ain't finna hear about. You ask me, you gonna hear it from me. You know, I'm gonna treat it like it's my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's somebody, like I say, with the DJs and shit, when I promote like it's my shit. It ain't just no posting that. No, we outside tonight and we need a ticket. Hit my DM, hit my DM. I seen to the person that need the tickets. Like, I'm gonna treat it like my shit. You feel me? Because when I drop, I want the same love back. Not saying that I'm looking for it, but that's the energy that I give out. You feel me? So I feel like your character play a lot in it too. You know what I'm saying?
So is it like a mixtape that you about to drop soon with that song, or is it just the song?
Man, I don't even know, man. Like on the real though, like, I ain't even made my mind up yet. Cause it's like, how long can we still scratch hit out? You know, hit just popping in Florida right now. We got the whole U.S. It just touched down in Atlanta. Even like literally last night on the radio. Like, they got in their rotation now. So it's like, nah, dude. You know, then you got to talk to yourself sometimes and be like, damn, do I drop something else? Or do we keep running with this wave? You know what I'm saying? I learned that from labels. Push it to this furthest extent. You know, get as much money as you can from it, get as much resources as you can from it. So when you drop that second one, you loaded. I know who to go talk to. I know who the bullshit is. I know what advertisements to run. I know who to go, you know, run the advertisement with. Cause I done went through the bullshit with the hit, with the rubber build. You know what I'm saying? Build your money right, everything right. You feel the paperwork right, everything looking good. Nah, let's go drop the bag on this next record. And we can do it faster this time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of them stages where it's like, we really moving off the momentum. I got them bangers in the hole though, like for sure. Like they think hit was something.
Say
like,
shit, yeah, you told me that.
I'm gassing, man. Like I feel like I'm in my pocket now. You know what I'm saying?
So how does a studio session look to you?
Man, bro, I be lit. I'm not even gonna count, dog. Like, you be in a studio session with me, we hanging out. I like to have fun, bro. Like, I'm like one of them ones, like I'm going to the studio session with a direction for the day, or this what type of music we finna drop today. Like, I could just walk in there, somebody just say a joke, and I be like, plug me up. I'm taking that phrase that he said and I'm going off. You feel what I'm saying? Come out, we smoke a little bit, drink a little bit, talk a little bit. Like, I just feed off of people. You feel what I'm saying? Like I say, concept. Like I say, you touching this at the end of the day. If you get a person to relate with you, you good. So if everybody in this room right now, it's 5 of us, 4 of us in here, and we could relate on one concept, and everybody, that sound hard. I'll run with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a creative person. I'm a detailed person. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention. So if I say something and y'all too laughing, I'm like, I know I need to throw that in there because that's a line that people gonna laugh at. That's a line that people gonna like. You know, it's ratchet. People gonna gravitate to it. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, my sessions is creativity, dog. I don't like no people being in there all quiet or yes men and stuff. That shit trash. That shit trash.
Not too
at the most, probably like two or three people.
Oh, okay. So you turn them up and they gonna get.
Yeah, that's like we just feed off of energy, dog. When you get around too many people, you too many mixed emotions in there. Even your partner might be going through something. And you trying to laugh and cry at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna work. So, like I said, your circle got to be balanced as well. You feel what I'm saying? Right. And also, like I said, at the end of the day, you got to know yes man in there. You know what I'm saying? That shit trash, nigga. Say it. Like, bro, that ain't it. Run that shit again. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely. I like whoever I'm in the studio with at the same time to be on my ass.
Like, he said he the one that say, nah, that ain't good, huh?
Man, he gonna tell me. Like,
before I eat that.
If I send some shit, he gonna let me know. Nah, this ain't even gonna redo that. I just did that probably like 3 times this week. Yeah. Dang.
But yeah, so what is the bigger goal? Like the down the line, like you like, I'm sitting back, I'm shit. Like, what is that goal for you?
Bigger picture for me, and I think it's always been for me, like, show that next person, like, man, this shit is reachable. You know what I'm saying? Coming from, I think every nigga coming from the hood can understand it. Growing up, it's kind of like a gate around the community. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got somebody, you know, you're younger, somebody go on a road trip, but out the state, like California or something, they come back, nah, that ain't happening. Bro, you lying. That'd be the first thing that they say. You look like, it's more than what we used to or what we done experienced. Like I said, I want to come back, especially in my city. Like, I want to build that dream studio. Not no shit with community centers and you got certain no real deal fucking studio. Y'all can come drop.
So you want to
do
that in Orlando?
No, in my city, Tallahassee.
You know what I'm saying? Do they got a studio?
They got studios. Yeah, we got studios out here, but I'm saying like community purposes only. Like, we ain't scared of the hood kids. You know, the one that come from the trend. We don't want them. They gonna tear up everything, bro. That's me personally. That's what I'm bringing this shit here for. They fuck it up, cool. I'll replace it. We got to go through. Sometimes a lot of people they put too much. I feel like they put too much on kids sometimes, especially nowadays. But you gotta remember, we did a lot of bullshit when we were growing up too. Right. Stealing, taking. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just because that shit fuck up 1 or 2, maybe 3 times that you don't try to woo. I feel like you still got to, because they going to eventually understand. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, the only thing you got to do is get a small group to understand, and they can be able to translate it to everybody else. When you growing up, you look up to the older one. Right now, y'all put that shit back, here you go. Oh, so, damn, so we ain't even got to do all that. We ain't got to go through all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my goal down the line, like I said, is just open up community shit for my city. You know, it's real community stuff, not no. You only hear about it on the holidays. Now it's a week thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come through, y'all need clothes, y'all need shoes for the kids, I'm an open person. I want to come back and start doing like, speaking to the people and everything. Like I said, we don't have it. It's a small city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got enough of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But somebody done made it and really got some real money, not no politician, no shit like that. Talking about coming from the trenches. Like, bro, this what you can do. You know what I'm saying?
So you would be like, you wouldn't like kind of trip out from, say you wouldn't just got that some Jay-Z type stuff, right? Colossal. And, well, no, I ain't gonna say Jay-Z. Let's say Young Dolph, because that's what I was kind of staring to. You see how he coming back to his hood, and then you see how they, you know what I'm saying?
You got the move, right? Like I said, when I come into town, nobody don't know I'm coming into town. I don't make no poster. I don't tell nobody. You close kinfolk. I mean, close kinfolk. I gotta talk to them on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it's a shame what happened to Dolph. And I was one that I love Dolph. Like, I love his music, you feel me? But you get to that point, you got to know. Like I said, it's one of those things, you got to listen to your senses, dog. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the city been kind of hot lately. You know what I'm saying? Or make a phone call before you come through this bit. You know, bro, what the temperature is around there. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, when you doing those type of events, or you come back to the city, have security. You making that type of money, bro. Like I feel like it be simple stuff, you know, that we overlook when you get to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be down to earth to be like, bro, I gotta make it back home. Especially me, I got a little one at the crib. I gotta make it back home too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what keep me on my P's and Q's and balanced out. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like you used to. Oh, I'm in the city, I'm outside, we out. You know what I'm saying? You got to move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? To your environment. You know your city. Right. You know how nasty it can get. It can be a beautiful place at the same time, but you know how nasty it can get. So I try to keep that back in my mind.
Since you left from here?
4 years now.
You said you out there then.
Yeah.
I was saying, don't go tell that.
I love it down there, but I miss it all the time, dude. Yeah. Cause
What you miss about it?
I think the biggest thing, you know everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go somewhere new, you got that uncomfortable feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know, like coming from the hood, you know when shit about to go down, cause you know your hood. You in different places, it could be something that you used to seeing, but that can mean a whole different thing. I've been jumping on the floor and everybody, damn, the hell wrong with you, nigga? That's just a sign, but that ain't sound like no sign. You know what I'm saying? That type of sound where I'm from, I mean get down, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
no crazy too.
It get, but the thing that I know is
west side out there, though.
Yeah, more west, but the west side huge. But even like I say, in bigger cities at the same time, it's a difference. You can hide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying you a good nigga or something like that. You can hide when you in a small city. When it's friction, it's friction.
Right.
It ain't. I don't think I have to walk out my door. I can just, especially here, I'm from Tallahassee. You know what I'm saying? You just be at a party one night, thinking nobody to see the wrong person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The bigger cities is, I can still go to the club, but I'm 30 miles away from you on the other side where it's popping at. Nah, Tallahassee is one spot. That's you either gonna go out that night or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, that comfort feeling. You know what I'm saying?
I think out here is easier to be exposed to, you know.
Hell of a lot.
Yeah. You come out you go to that one club where everybody at, you go to Fresh Fit.
You gonna stand out. You got diamonds on, you fresh or whatever. You gonna stand out.
Right.
Definitely.
So my last question, or probably one of my last questions. So how did y'all link up? You and Smurf?
Like, that's my pop.
Took the rub off. What's so good? I took the rub off. Tyte on. Fold out.